Magandang araw. So our last and final topic for mechanics of deformable bodies is the horizontal shearing stress. Okay, so meron tayong dalawang subtopic for this one, yung basic horizontal shearing stress and then yung application na to na spacing of fasteners. So ano ba si horizontal shearing stress? Paano siya nangyayari? Okay, at paano natin siya sinusolve? That is our objective. So when a beam is subjected to a certain force, okay, for example in this illustration right here, okay, kapag nag-bend yung beam natin, merong mga fine lines or maliliit na lines na to na tinatawag nating fibers or element ng ating beam. Ngayon, yung ating beam na yan, yung mga fibers and element na yan, nakakaranas yan ng sliding. Okay? Nag-i-slide sila past one each other. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, yung mga beam natin, nagkakaroon, yung mga biga sa actual, nagkakaroon ng crack hanggang sa bumaba yung crack kasi nagkakaroon ng development ng horizontal shearing force dito. Okay? At ang tawag sa nararanasan ng beam na yan ay horizontal shearing stress. Okay. So the horizontal shearing stress in the beam, tau, is given by the equation or the formula VQ over IB, where V is the shear force acting on the element, Q is the static moment of area, I is the moment of inertia of the beam, and then B naman is the width being considered. So basically, kung yung cross section natin ay, let's say, square, okay? At gusto nating i-analyze kung mabibiyak dito yung ating beam, mahihiwa at a certain distance from a neutral axis. Okay? So, yung tinatawag nating B is yung lapad ng magiging crack. Okay? Kung saan magkakaroon ng separation yung ating upper portion and lower portion ng beam. Okay? Yung ating Q naman, static moment of area, that is the area nung matatanggal. Area nito, let's call it area prime. Okay? Moment, taking moment of this to the neutral axis. So, meron distance na to na y bar. So, yan si static moment of area. Itong area na to, pwedeng area above, pwede rin naman yung area dito sa ilalim. Kung ano yung mas madali. Pero dapat pareho lang yung makukuha nating sagot. Kung magkaiba yung nakuha mong sagot, ibig sabihin may mali ka sa pag-analyze. Okay? Dapat pareho sila. Kahit above or below nung ating crack. So, yun yung ginagawa kong explanation dito para madali nating maintindihan. Nagka-crack yung beam, tawag dito, nabibiyak yung ating beam. Okay? So the application of the horizontal shearing strengths, one of which is the spacing of rivets and bolts in built-up beams or basically spacing ng fasteners. Okay. Iba naman yung nangyayari sa spacing of fasteners. Kanina kung yung solid section ay nahahati, dito naman ang kino-consider natin na masisira or hihiwalay sa section natin ay yung nandun sa fastener or yung failure, yung pagbiyak ng ating section ay mangyayari doon sa pwesto ng fastener. So kapag nag-bend ito, ang tendency yung fastener, yung ating member sa taas or yung section sa taas ay hihiwalay. So may tendency na pagka nag-bend, kung yan ay letter T, pwedeng itong letter T na to, yung ating tinatawag na flange, this is your flange, and this is our web. Okay? Pwede ang mangyari, at a certain point, yung web natin humiwalay. Okay? Magkaroon ng gap dito kasi mabubunot yung mga fasteners. So, ang normal na tanong sa mga ganitong problem is, ano yung magiging spacing ng fasteners E? Okay, and that is equal to the R or the resistance, the maximum or the capacity of our rivets in terms of Newton or pounds, okay, multiplied the moment of inertia of the whole section divided by the shear force multiplied by the Q, the static moment of area. And take note, yung static moment of area, similar doon sa kanina nating discussion, ito yung area na matatanggal. So in this case, yung area na to, in this case, pwedeng yung area na to, in this case, pwede namang yung area na to. Take note, dito isa lang ang ating fastener, dito dalawa, dito naman tatlo. We should consider the fasteners. Okay? Now let's proceed with sample problem. Let me just transfer my screen. Okay. So for this problem, number 1, sabi niya, a simply supported beam 120 mm wide, 180 mm deep, and 6 meter long carries a uniformly distributed load of 4 kN per meter. So the questions for letter A is we have to compute the shearing stress developed at a layer 30 meter apart from top to bottom for a section 1 meter from the left end. So medyo madugo itong hinihingi sa atin. Ang hinihingi ay shearing stress at every 30 millimeter apart. Okay. Next, for letter B, ang tanong naman sa atin is the maximum shearing stress developed in the beam. Okay. Now, so kunin muna natin yung shear diagram ng ating section. Given naman na yung ating mga reaction, method of area na lang tayo. And we do not need to go to moment diagram at this point kasi shear na lang ang pinag-uusapan natin. So, shear diagram na lang yung gagawin natin. So, ito yung length natin in meters. Ito naman yung ating shear force in kilonewton. So, plot natin. Area muna tayo. Kunin natin yung area. So, isa lang naman yung ating load. So, the area here is 4 times 6 negative 24 kilonewton. That is our area. Now, i-plot na natin yung mga points from 0 at point A or at reaction 1. Dahil sa reaction natin, aangat tayo to 12 kilonewton. Okay? So, mapupunta dito yung ating shear diagram. And then, this is positive 12. Meron daw tayong reduction na negative 24. So, bababa. From positive 12, magiging negative 12 kasi 24 eh. Okay? And then, from there, this is negative 12. May reaction tayong positive 12. So, closing out our shear diagram. So, our maximum shear for this problem is 12 kilonewton. Okay, pagdating sa shear, we do not consider the positive or the negative. Okay, kinukuha lang natin yung maximum value as is. So, in this case, ang unang tanong sa atin ay dun daw muna sa section 1 meter from the left support. Okay, so, since nakuha natin yung Bmax, ang hinahanap sa atin ay yung section lang daw dito. 1 meter from the left support. Pwede nyong kunin yung ating shear diagram. Pwede rin naman ang gawin natin, maglagay tayo ng arbitrary distance, ng temporary distance na 1 meter dito. Then, kunin na lang natin yung area. So, ang area ng ating temporary na to is 1 meter times 4. This is negative 4. So, kung kukunin natin yung ating shear diagram dyan, so basically, ang mangyayari dito ay 12 yung reaction minus 4. So, here, the shear is positive 8 kilonewton. Okay? So, ganun lang. Kunin lang natin yung area na to, this area. Ito lang yung isusubtract natin sa 12. So, the area is negative 4. So, for letter A, we can now proceed on letter A. For letter A, our shear is 8 kilonewton. Ang tanong sa atin ay every 30 meters apart daw from top to bottom. So, drawing muna natin yung section. So, our section is rectangular. Ang width ng ating beam ay 120 mm and yung kanya namang depth ay, or yung height niya ay 180 mm. So, mangyayari, basically, kung rectangle ito, neutral axis ay nasa gitna lang. Okay, symmetrical. So, what will happen here is that hahati-hatiin natin to in every 30 mm. So dito, ang matitira ay 90 ito. This is 90. So, may tatlong hati. May putol ka dito, may putol ka dito. Yan. Ay, ang pangit kasi. Padong malaki. Ayan. So, let's say, yung unang crack ay mangyayari dito. Ito yung una nating i-analyze, yung point na to. Okay? diyan magsisimula yung ating analysis sa unang crack na yan. So at that point 1, meron na tayong given B. Yung I natin ano lang naman ito, rectangular. So that is just base na 120 times the height na 180 raised to 3 over 12. And that is the moment of inertia of the whole section is 120 times 180 cubed over 12. We have ang 58.32 times 10 to 6 millimeter to the fourth. So, okay na yan. May B na tayo. Ang problema na lang, para makuha natin yung shear stress kasi, that is BQ over IB. Yung B natin dito, yan yung lapad ng crack. So, definitely, ang B natin dito na pinag-uusapan ay 120 millimeter. Sometimes, yung B na to, hindi na-denote ng maliit na B. Okay, pareho lang po yan, malaki or maliit, same lang yan na base nung ating cracking or yung base nung ating shear. Okay, so meron na tayong B, Q, I, and B. Ang wala na lang ay Q. So kunin natin yung Q. Ay, ang pangit. So, magdodrawing lang ako dito para hindi magulo yon. So, yung crackdown natin ay mangyayari dito. Ito yung section na hihiwalay. Magsisimula tayo sa baba. Ito ay 30 mm. Okay? And yung distance natin mula sa neutral axis hanggang dito ay, hanggang dulo ay 90 mm. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, yung area prime natin na to is, kung ito ay 120, so area prime is 120 times 30 mm. Ito yung matatanggal sa atin na section. So 120 times 30, that is 3,600 mm squared. And yung Y bar naman na tinutukoy is from the center ng ating matatanggal na section up to the neutral axis. Okay? So ito yung ating Y bar. Para makuha natin yung Q. So now, let's determine Y bar. Kung ito ay 90, syempre yung kalahati nito ay 15. So ito ay, basically ito ay 60. Okay? Plus 15. So 75. Yung Y bar natin ay 75 mm. Okay? So 60 plus kalahati ng 30. So our Q now is 3,600 mm squared multiplied by our Y bar na 75 mm, or our Q is, so 270 times 10 to 3 mm cube. Yung value ng Q ay nakadepende kung saan mo gustong i-analyze or kung saan mo gusto ilagay yung crack. In our case, dito natin inilagay. So, yan yung value ng ating Q. So, pwede na natin kunin yung shear stress at point 1, which is our shear is 8 times 10 to 3 newtons. Our Q is 270 times 10 to 3 millimeter cube. I-move natin to ng konti. Oops. Daisy. Millimeter cube. Divided by our moment of inertia na 58.32 times 10 raised to 6 millimeter to the fourth. And yung lapad ng crack naman natin ay 120 millimeter. So, cancellation of unit tayo. So, ito ay matatanggal na millimeter, so square millimeter yon. Newton ang ating force, so our stress is megapascal. So, 8 times 10 to 3, 8 times 10 to 3 times 270 times 10 to 3 divided by 58.32 times 10 to 6 multiplied by 120. We have here stress equivalent to 0.3086 megapascal. Okay? Napuntahan natin yung point 2. Masyado latang maliit ang sulat ni sir dito sa part na to. Lakihan natin. Resize ko lang. Okay? Pwede na yan. So, puntahan natin yung point 2. So pagdating sa point 2 naman, ito naman yung magka-crack sa atin. So i-drawing natin. So yung neutral axis ay nasa gitna pa rin. In this case, ang ating crack na ay nasa second layer. Dito na mangyayari yung crack, which is 60 mm na from the bottom or 30 mm from the neutral axis kasi ito ay 90 mm. Ang width natin ay the same pa rin, 120 mm. So ang mangyayari, separate na yung section na to. So our area prime now in this case is 60 mm times 120 mm. So our area prime is 60 times 120. We have 7,200 mm squared. Napuntahan natin yung y-bar. Yung y-bar syempre nasa centroid pa rin nung section na matatanggal. So that is still measured from the neutral axis y-bar. So in this case, our y-bar is 30 mula dito hanggang dito plus yung kalahati ng 60. So that is 60 millimeter. Okay? Again, this is 30 millimeter. Kaya 30 plus 30, 60 millimeter. So our Q is 7,200 millimeter squared multiplied by 60 millimeter. So our Q is 7,200 times 60. Pindutin natin si Eng. 432 times 10 raised to 3 millimeter cube. Okay, so puntahan na natin yung shear stress at second point. That is still 8 times 10 to 3 Newton. So our Q now is 432 times 10 raised to 3 millimeter cube divided by our moment of inertia is still the same. Buong section pa rin yan. 58.32 times 10 to 6 millimeter to the fourth. And ang lapad ng crack natin ay 120 millimeter. So the shear stress at point 2 is 8 times 10 to 3 multiplied by 432 times 10 to 3 divided by 58.32 times 10 to 6 multiplied by 120. So our shear at point 2 ay 0.4938 megapascal. So tumataas. Next, the next point na pag-uusapan natin, another 30 mm na naman tayo. So dito na tayo kay point 3 which is along the neutral axis. So point 3 na tayo ngayon. So at point 3, so ito ay nasa neutral axis na tayo. So ang mangyayari na, yung section natin, so ang crack nandito na sa gitna. Ito na yung section na matatanggal. And this is the neutral axis. Again, pwedeng ilalim, pwedeng ibabaw. Ano, okay lang kahit alin yung gamitin ninyo. Kung saan mas madali, yun ang gagamitin. Okay? So ang area prime natin dito, this is, so nasa neutral axis tayo, kalahati, this is 90 millimeter. This is 120 millimeter, correct? 120. So our area prime is 120 by 90, which will give us 10,800 square millimeter. Then puntahan naman natin yung ating centroid. It is located at the center, which is kalahati na lang ng 90. So our y bar is 45 millimeter. So in this case, our Q is 10,800 millimeter squared times 45 millimeter. So our Q is times 45. We have ang 486 times 10 to 3 millimeter cube. Okay, so let's solve for our shear stress at point 3. that is still 8 times 10 to 3 newtons multiplied by our Q, 486 times 10 to 3 millimeter cube divided by our moment of inertia na 58.32 times 10 to 6 millimeter to the fourth multiplied by the width na 120 millimeter. So the shear stress on point 3 is 8. So basically Q lang yung nagbabago sa atin no. So hindi na natin kailangan baguhin ng baguhin lagi. So we have 0.5556 megapascal. Repeating kasi so i-round off na natin. So ngayon kung pupunta tayo sa taas, actually magmi-mirror lang yan kasi symmetrical yung section natin. Kasi yung area natin doon sa taas at sa baba, pareho lang. Imagine, kapag taas naman yung i-consider natin, aangat ka ng 30 mm, dito ka naman. Diba same static moment of area lang din yan, tsaka dito. So, mirror lang yan. So, kahit hindi na natin gawin kasi symmetrical naman yung section. Gawin na lang natin, i-plot natin yung nakuha natin value para makita natin kung ano ba ang itsura ng shear diagram or ng shear stress distribution rather ng isang horizontal shearing stress. So dito, yan. Ang shear stress is always positive naman ito kasi wala naman itong kind. Hindi ito kinaklasify kung tension or compression. Okay, so what happened here is actually may na-miss out tayong isang point yung dulo, yung pinakababa. Let's say mag-a-analyze ka dyan, ano kaya yung static moment of area natin dito? Since walang area sa ilalim niyan, 0 yung static moment of area niyan. Therefore, kapag ka ang ating shear stress ang pinag-uusapan, ang shear stress sa pinaka-extreme fiber ay 0. At ang shear stress naman at the center or at the neutral axis is maximum. Kabaliktaran ng flexural stress. Sa flexural stress or sa bending stress, ang maximum ay nakalagay sa extrememost fiber, pinakamalayong fiber. Dito naman, nasa pinaka-neutral axis. Sa bending stress, 0 ang stress sa neutral axis. Okay? So, opposite sila. And let's see, kung linear yung nakita nating behavior ng bending stress, ano naman kaya dito? So, dito 0 tayo at the end. At the neutral axis, ano na lang natin dito na 0.55. So, around dito. Okay? And then, meron tayong 0.49. So, halos magkadikit lang sila. And then, we have 0.308. So, halos may malaking gap. So, the graph is pag ganito. And, actually, tama yan because the graph of a horizontal shearing stress or the distribution of horizontal shearing stress follows a second degree curve. Parabolic. Okay? Parabolic po ang horizontal shearing stress. So, unlike ng flexure na linear, this one is parabolic. Okay? So, that solves the first problem. Puntahan naman natin yung maximum. So, our tau max, letter B, that should be equal to the maximum shearing stress multiplied by the Q on the neutral axis divided by I multiplied by B. So, our maximum stress is 12 kilonewton. So, 12 times 10 to 3 newton. Ang Q natin sa neutral axis ay kapag yung crack nangyari sa neutral axis, eto. So, our Q is 486 times 10 to 3 millimeter cube. All over, our moment of inertia is 58.32 times 10 to 6 millimeter to the fourth and ang lapad ay 120 millimeter. So our tau max or the maximum shear stress for this problem is palitan na lang ng stress ng 12 no kasi naka-encode na sa akin to lahat. Alright, so the maximum stress is 0.8333 megapascal. And that's it for this problem.